Howdy folks, and I hope you're all ready to roll out wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of Grail or Fail. For newcomers to the channel, Grail or Fail is where we revisit an action figure widely considered to be a classic and find out if it's still worthy of that Grail status today. So, going under the microscope today, it's 3Zero's premium scale take on Optimus Prime from the 2018 Transformers movie Bumblebee. Usual format, folks. We will get up close with the leader of the Autobots, then it's verdict time, and then we'll be going out with the usual showcase at the end. But as always, before we dive in, I would like to send a massive thank you to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the action figure reviews, news, previews, showcases, retro reviews, tours, and all the rest of that stuff. So, I will say this from the outset, growing up, Mr. Go Figure was never bitten by the Transformers bug. And it wasn't until the movies came along and Mr. Go Figure realised what he was missing and realised that the considerable fun that can be had from watching 30-foot tall robots beat the living bejesus out of each other. He realised what he'd been missing. So, Optimus Prime, bit of a pop culture icon, well, not bit of a pop culture icon, a huge pop culture icon. And I just had to have him in the collection. So 3Zero have released multiple smaller scale Transformers in the DX line, but you know, Mr. Go Figure, it's go big or go home. So when I heard 3Zero were doing a premium scale version of Prime, I was all in, and we'll cover the whole scale thing later in the video. But enough of my ramblings, let's dive in and find out if this monster of a figure is a Grail or a Fail. Okay folks, let's start with scale and proportions. It's the obvious first place to begin with this guy. This figure weighs in at an incredible 19 inches tall. Just lighting this figure, I've had to bring every single piece of lighting kit I've got available to bear on Optimus here just to light him properly, and getting him in shot is nothing short of a miracle as well. But yeah, the proportions absolutely on point, nailed on. There isn't an area of the scaling or the proportions here that's off as far as I can tell. There were some complaints. Well, I say complaints. There was some. There was a little bit of upset about the original DLX version of Optimus Prime, and it was down to this head sculpt here, this fantastic head sculpt. Being a little bit too small on that version. It looks like 3Zero rectified that here, and what I think they've given us here, proportionally at least, is a fantastic representation of Optimus Prime. We need to talk about weight as well at this point. This figure is very, very heavy indeed. It has a die-cast metal frame. There are metal parts all over this thing, and it weighs a ton. So not only will you need a forklift truck to carry it into position, you will also need some huge acreage in your display to actually to fit this guy in. But let's take a look at the details here. We'll start at the bottom as we always do and work our way up. And I'm going to try and keep this to a minimum because otherwise it's going to turn into a gush fest, because the detailing on this figure it's next level stuff. Even though it is getting on a little bit now, he's got some years under his belt, I still think it stands up today. Just the gobsmacking amount of detail that you see here in this particular piece. It's going to be difficult getting him to do a complete 360. We will try, because we're going to have to manhandle this guy around. But yeah, paint applications. Let's talk about paint applications. Now, as you can see here, you've got this deep royal blue, you've got metallic sections. A lot of this is plastic, but the paint applications here just give off that metal vibe perfectly with that dry brushing and those washers. Just looks phenomenal. Now, as I say, some of these sections are plastic, some are metal. These down here are plastic. The feet themselves are literally a feat of engineering. As you can see here, you've got sections that move up and down, and when you articulate the figure to get it into new poses and so on, all these sections move. As you can see, they lift. Now, moving up the legs themselves. First thing that really caught my attention is the weathering here. Some beautiful weathering going on. It's not overdone, and it's not been done with a heavy hand either. As you can see there on that knee section, that wonderful sort of dry brush scratching effect where the paint has come off. If you swing round into the inside of the legs as well, it's a level of detail here. You've got pipes, you've got wires, you've got all manner of detailing going on. And I am no massive Optimus Prime expert. However, having referenced the movie, I think they have absolutely nailed every single detail on here. This could almost be a CGI model that they'd used from the film itself. I think it is that good. But yeah, moving up to the actual waist area itself, you've got moving sections here, and I think there are 70 points of articulation on this figure. That is just ridiculous. To have that many points of articulation. It does include movable sections like these that I've just been playing around with, and I'm assuming it includes the articulated hands as well. But as you can see here, you've got shoulder movement going on. There's a ball joint in that shoulder area there, which is very solid. You've got articulation in the forearms. They'll twist, they'll pivot, they'll move in pretty much in any direction you want. I am being super careful here not to overextend this using one hand, because as you can see, it doesn't come with a base. But he's very sturdy on his pins. However, because these arms are so big, you shift them around, you shift the center of gravity on this guy, and you could have an issue on your hands. And the last thing you want with a figure this size is it toppling. Especially, I mean, I display this high up, so I don't want him coming down. So yeah, but trust me, the articulation is absolutely phenomenal. And as I say, the attention to detail just simply superb. It does come with accessories. There are multiple swap out parts. Now you can go for two looks. You can go for the Cybertronian look when he's on his home planet, or you can go for the Earth look. Now, we'll take a look at them actually. We've got the accessories here. He's mostly in Earth look at this point in time. There's probably only two Cybertronian accessories, and I'm going to spin it around a little bit here so you can see these, and that's on these arms here. Now, these magnetic sections, these are part of the Cybertronian look, and these they're magnetically clamped. So I'll just remove this so you can see how simple it is to remove these parts. And once again, all the parts have this superb paint application, this deep royal blue with detailing on it, and weathering really nice. And once you remove that part, and I'm going to swivel him around a little bit further, you can just see how under this light how the attention to detail in those arm sections. I will attempt to move this arm down a little bit. Oh, there we go, and you can see very super sturdy joints here, really sturdy. These aren't going to break on you, they're not, but looking at that detailing there inside that arm, it is absolutely breathtaking in my opinion. Down to the different shades of paint applications they've used, the sculpting, the level of detail in the sculpting, and 3.0 are past masters at Transformers figures, but I think they brought everything to bear at this point on this particular figure. But yeah, that's one part of the Cybertronian look. You also get, and we'll bring him round so you can see how this works, the chest area there, the windscreens of the truck itself. They do swap out. You get this swap out piece, which is the Cybertronian version. Slightly different in design, but overall quite similar. But the paint applications, once again on this, and it is plastic, are really well done. You've got that deep red with that silver dry brushing to give that fantastic weathering, and even the red paint applications themselves, there are subtle tonal changes in there. There are dark sections to sort of indicate oil stains and so on. And this piece simply swaps out by clipping. There are two clips on either side of the chest area there. swap it out, and you're good to go. I prefer this version with the windscreen wipers on. Don't know why. I think I prefer the earth look overall. That's just personal taste, but you can swap out those arm sections that we mentioned before. And you can also swap out the all-important smokestacks. Now, the detailing on these smokestacks on this earth version are just ridiculously good. From the sculpting to that silver paint application to those shoulder areas with the weathering on, all really, really, really well done. The swap out, and here they are, the swap out smokestacks are really nice, but these are slightly different design. They're slightly more sort of futuresque, if you will, but the paint applications on here are just great. They're a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower. I prefer the sort of the earth look, the original look. It just does it more for me, but yeah, you can once again see the level of detailing and sculpt on there, and they simply attach by a clip on the shoulder area here. So if you want to swap them out, you just pop that one out and this one will fit in its place, as will the shoulder pads. Well, I'm going to call them shoulder pads, the shoulder armor section, if you will. These sections, so you can go for the Cybertron look as well. And that, once again, super high gloss paint application, beautiful detailing, that Transformers symbol in the center there. The camera's picking that up, and yeah, weathered within an inch of their life and look phenomenal when they're on there. But as I say, this is the look that I go for. You also get with for the Cybertron look, you get these little sort of hubcap thingamajigs, not dissimilar to a bat symbol, that are magnetically attached, and they will cover the wheels on here. And it's worth mentioning the wheels, and I'll just bring them round again so you can see these wheels. Rubber wheels here, beautiful detailing on the inside of those rubber tires. The wheel itself, the hub of the wheel itself, beautiful paint application, and they've even weathered the tread in the rubber section of those tires, which is really fantastic to see. And these, as I say, these sections just simply pop on and off if you're wanting to go for that look. So yeah, that's pretty much all the interchangeable pieces in this behemoth of a figure, bar one. You do get the Ion Blaster. I'm going to pull back here so you can just take this guy in and just how big he is. Yeah, the Ion Blaster, we've got that here as well. This is huge, absolutely huge, as you can see. Screen accuracy is there. Paint applications are great. It's got that sort of oily, grimy look with a shine to it, which is really nicely done. And those, once again, those weathering, dry brushing silvers, picking out the details there. You've got shades of brown, you've got these sort of brass colored sections going on, and it does have a party piece as well. It lights up. That's not actually switched on at the moment, but it does still work, which is nothing short of a miracle when it comes to button cell batteries. And as regulars to their channel will know, I am not the biggest fan of button cell batteries. They're not on my Christmas card list. But this is an older figure, so it can be forgiven for that. The magazine is removable there, if you're wanting to do that. I'm going to try with one hand to actually take off this, and we will get in close here so you can see this. And it's simply a friction attachment on the. There we go. Off it comes, and a couple of button cell batteries on the inside there. There's a little switch. We'll throw that switch and we'll just take a look at them. This is actually quite bright. I'll try not to get it fully in camera because it can be quite, yeah, it can get in your eyes, this one. And it's nice to see that they've used a super bright LED here, 3.0. So often, especially when button cell batteries are concerned, we see weak LEDs that don't really do anything. So yeah, that's the Ion Blaster. Now, to attach the Ion Blaster, and we are going to get into gripe department here, unfortunately. And one of my only gripes with this amazing piece of engineering is the how you actually attach the Ion Blaster itself. Now, that Ion Blaster that we just looked at has got some serious weight to it, some serious heft. It's a huge lump of plastic, and it it is very, very heavy indeed. Now the hands on Optimus here, and I'm rummaging around trying to find the right piece here. The hands on Optimus Prime, very, very similar to your RoboCop 1/6 scale figures in the way that they work. They've got that multiple levels of articulation there. So you've got 3 joints going on in the actual finger itself, and then a joint in the knuckle as well. And they are beautifully painted, that same deep blue, that same royal blue almost as the rest of the figure itself. But to actually attach the Ion Blaster, you get these 2 little plastic clips. Simply because the weight of these fingers is not going to support that gun on its own, because, as I say, very, very heavy gun. So these are designed to actually clip into the palms of the hands and around the gun itself to support it. Now, as I say, my only gripe here is the tolerances with these little plastic clips are not up to spec, or at least they're not up to spec on the version that I got. I don't know whether other collectors have experienced that. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you have this this particular figure, and have you experienced the same thing? But yeah, once those clips are in place, they're just not supportive enough for him to hold the Ion Blaster. So yeah, unfortunately, that isn't something that isn't a look that I tend to sport in the display. There are ways around it, but I don't fancy permanently attaching those clips into his hands, because I like this sort of the expressive way you can pose him here. I've yet to come up with another solution. It's something I need to look at. But yeah, perhaps my only gripe with this figure is that gripping the Ion Blaster solution. The light up feature in there is very good. It has another light up feature, this huge thing, and that's the head. But let's take a look at this head sculpt now. I think the level of detailing here, I'm going to try and get quite as close in as I possibly can with the camera here. The level of detailing there, the screen accuracy is 100% on point. I love the paint applications on this. It's the detailing and the paint applications that really make this for me. But the head itself, and we'll try and swivel them, is, and you'll probably see this here, is the actual whole neck section moves. So the head moves independently on a ball joint, but then you've got that moving section inside the neck area, which really gives you a huge range of motion. As we occasionally see with figures where this neck area is static and then the head moves, it can look a bit goofy. When this whole thing moves, it gives it that sense of realism, which is in keeping with the film. And it's got a light up feature as well. A couple of button cell batteries underneath this helmet here. You just pop the helmet off, and this front grille here actually doubles as a button. So I'll press that there and the eyes light up. Now, without the eyes lit up, it does look sort of dead. I am not one for light up features on my figures, as regulars to the channel will know. But I think the light up feature here really gives it that sense of life and realism. I'll turn them off again so you can see that without them on, unfortunately, he looks a bit, well, as I said before, dead, which is not a look you want for your Optimus Prime, really. But yeah, I'll keep the lights on. Let's have a quick look around the back. And we'll zip this round, and he is so heavy. And while we're going round, actually, it's probably worth taking a look at some of these details. There's those fantastic tires there. Those feet are on their own are simply phenomenally good. And as I say, you've got all kinds of moving parts here, but they move. They will move in conjunction with the pose that you're going for. And shifting this guy with one hand is no mean feat, but we'll come around the back so you can see the level of detailing that's continued on this back. Absolutely wonderful. I still to this day, and I've not looked around the back of this figure for some time, but yeah, it still takes my breath away today. Those multiple different shades of grey, some metallic, some slightly duller, to indicate the metal. Now the vast majority of these are plastic, but they're being painted that well that you'd be hard pushed to distinguish them from real metal. But yeah, there's dry brushing, there's washes, there's dirt in the crevices there, and overall this thing is just marvelous, absolutely marvelous. And it's one of those things that Mr. Go Figure got into this figure collecting for, because it when companies are producing figures like this, the sheer engineering feat that they've managed to accomplish here, 3.0, is nothing but breathtaking in my opinion. So there you have it, folks. That is Optimus Prime, courtesy of 3.0 from Bumblebee. What I'm going to do now, as you can see here, this is the metal in the feet. He is literally gouging lumps out of the table here. We're going to bring him round and before we go in for a final verdict, because it's just worth at this point. Let's just get him back up and push him back a little bit so we can get the camera back. What I'm going to do here, just so you can get an idea of the scale, and I've got him to hand here, is I'm going to bring in Hot Toys Robocop and plonk him down in front. There you go. So that's the Hot Toys Robocop, just to give you an idea of how huge this piece is and what a feat of engineering it is. So there you have it, folks. That's Optimus Prime, courtesy of 3.0. It's verdict time, so let's jump in and find out if this is a Grail or a fail. Okay, folks, so it's verdict time on 3.0's take on Optimus Prime. I think you know where this is going. I think that's become painfully obvious. What can I say about this piece? Scale nailed on, proportions nailed on, a feat of engineering in and of itself. The paint applications are simply superb, the screen accuracy is there, everything is absolutely nailed on. And yes, 3.0 have had plenty of practice at this, but even for Mr. Go Figure, who is more of a casual Transformers fan, more introduced to it through the Bayverse, this is just an amazing piece, a must-have in the collection, and a definite Grail. There you have it, folks. Yes, it's a Grail in my opinion. I don't think that Optimus Prime has ever been captured this well in any scale. I think he is simply superb. It is incredibly imposing as a centerpiece. For any Transformers collector, it's a must-have. Even if you are not really that interested in Transformers, you cannot help but marvel at the feat of engineering and the time and the love and the dedication and everything else that's gone into making this piece, from the articulation. Even, yes, I'm going to say it, I even like the light-up feature. It brings this piece to life. So that's a first for Mr. Go Figure as well. So yeah, 100% bona fide Grail. So there you have it, folks. I even forgot to mention, yeah, even this is how much I'm going to gush about this, even down to little details inside the crevices here, which we didn't look at before. If you look inside, you'll see that it's been painted and sculpted on the inside. You'll see blacks and yellows and pistons. At every turn, there is a new detail to find in this amazing piece. Even down, forgot to mention this as well, even down to this spring-loaded circular section on the arm, which springs back when you push it in, which 3.0 didn't need to do, but they did anyway. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Grail piece, most certainly, nailed on. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, in the 6 scale world, we've got a raft of new figures coming in from Hot Toys, In Art, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Iconic Studios. 2 next ones up for review, fingers crossed, are the Caustic Plastic Phantom of the Opera, Lon Chaney Deluxe Edition, and Mondo's take on John Nada from John Carpenter's classic sci-fi action movie They Live. We've also got another mystery piece coming in, which I'm not going to mention. Fingers crossed that's going to land very, very soon as well. But we've also got more episodes of Grail or Fail, more retro reviews, more showcases, more tours. We've got a new tour video coming up as well. So, as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you're not missing any of the good stuff. And I suppose all that remains for me to say, from the Grail piece that is 3.0's take on Optimus Prime, a massive thank you for watching, as always, and until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.